Economic has a great influence on our everyday lives, whether we realize it or not. We constantly make the constant about macroeconomics and microeconomics, from causing how to spend our money to understanding bigger forecasts like inflation and economic growth. Have you ever taken an economic class in school? Tell us in the comments, but even if you ever, let's break down economic in a simply way so you can see how it still is for your personal, financial, and daily life.
Economics is a social science that studies how individuals, business, and societies make choices when resources are limited. It focuses on using resources in the most effective way to achieve different goals. Because resources such as money, time, labor, and natural materials are scarce. Economics helps explain how people decide what to produce, what to buy, and how to allocate their resources. Economics covers many areas. It looks it looks at production, employment, investment, and how the financial system works. It also examines government policies such as taxation and regulations and how these policies influence economic growth. Other important areas include international trade, where countries exchange goods and service, and environmental issues, which involve us using natural resources responsibly and sustainably. Economics is also related to legal aspects, especially property rights and how resources are owned and distributed. Overall, economics helps us understand how decisions made by individuals, companies, and governments are connected and how they set the direction of an economy.
Or of limit mean for this reason the concern of efficiency and productivity are held paramount by economists. They argue that increased productivity and more efficiency as a result could lead to a higher standard of living. The study of economics is generally broken down into two disciplines. The first is microeconomics. Microeconomics focus on how individual customers and first make decisions. The individual decision making unit can be a single person, a household, a business organization, or a government agency. Analysis contain aspects of human behavior. Bec- Microeconomists dare to expand how they respond to change in price and why they demand what they do at particular price level. Microeconomists dare to expand how and why dividend differs goods are valued differ diversely, how individuals make financial decisions, and how individual best train, coordinate, and cooperate with one another. The microeconomics therapist range for the dynamics of supplies and demand to the efficiency and cost associated with producing goods and services. They also include how labor is divided and allocate, how business first are.
Overall economy and both a national and international level using highlight aggregated economic data and variables to model the economy. Its focus can include a distinct geographical region, a country, a continent, or even the world. What its primary areas of study are recurrent economic cycles and overall economic growth and development topics. Study include foreign trade, government, fiscal and monetary policy, unemployment rates, the level of inflation and interest rates, the growth of total production output is reflected by change in the gross domestic product (GDP) and business cycle that result in expansion booms, recessions, and depressions. Micro and microeconomics are intertwined. Aggregate macroeconomic phenomena are officially and literally just the sum of microeconomic phenomena. However, these two branches of economics use very different theories, models, and research methods which sometimes appear to conflict with each other. Integrating the microeconomic foundation into macroeconomic theory research is a major area of study in itself for many economists. While having a basic understanding of economic theory is perceived as being of importance as balancing a household budget or learning how to drive a car. The forces that underpin the study of economic impact every moment of our lives at the most basic level. Economic attempts to explain how and why we make the purchasing choice we do for K.
Let's start with scarcity. Everyone understands scarcity, whether they realize it or not. Because everyone has experienced its scarcity explains the basic economic problem. The world has limited or scarce resources to satisfy seemingly unlimited one. This reality forces people to make decisions about how to allocate resources as efficiently as possible, so that many of their highest priorities can be met. Next comes supply and demand. Market systems are driven by supply and demand. Take beer for example. If many people want to buy beer, the demand for beer is considered high. Consequently, you can charge more for beer and earn more on average by using wheat to make beer instead of wheat to make flour. Hypothetically, this could lead to a situation where more people start brewing beer. After a few products circle, there is so much beer on the market. The supply of beer increases, causing the price of beer to fall. While this is an extreme and oversimplified example, at a basic level, the concept of supply and demand help explain why a popular product from one year can be held the price the following year.
Human decisions are generally based on comparing benefit and cost, so producer inserts production only when price and sellers cover additional costs, while consumers buy the best goods they can afford, not necessarily the highest quality ones. Although economists assume rational behavior, many human decisions are influenced by emotions, such as advertising that makes people overestimate a product benefit. Incentives also play an important role. When demand rises in series and producers are encouraged to produce more, while scarcity of resources motivates consumers to conserve their use. Economic helps us understand wealth, poverty, growth, trade, money, jobs, and prices, while also raising questions about the best ways to solve economic problems through governance, technology, education, or market mechanisms.